most of the young designers who are just starting up right now feel that this profession is all fancy and what we show on Instagram is all that is up, but no, there's so much work that goes behind it. We feel that, if you're too much passionate about design, you cannot run your studio just by designing and just concentrating on design projects or being very passionate. There are certain times that you might have to take a deroute and then do some not so fancy and glamorous job because you need to get your studio running, right? Again, I'm telling you, patience is the key. Please keep your therapist number, your vitamins, your pills, everything on your desk, and I'm sure you will thank me later because it's just not so easy, guys. I think I have aged almost 25, 50 years just talking to my clients. But nevertheless, we always feel like it's like give and take policy. But I have had my own share of disaster experience, almost died in a couple of meetings. It's been, say, about 9 years. We first won Foaid, and then getting invited by Shraddha and Foaid back here to speak to all of you guys have been a good feeling. And speaking of which, thank you, Rajiv, for the presentation and showing not so glamorous part of our job, which is so important. I think most of the young designers who are just starting up right now feel that this profession is all fancy and what we show on Instagram is all that is up, but no, there's so much work that goes behind it. And there's so much that a lot of designers don't show as well. So anyway, let's get to the presentation. And before I begin, I'm here with my honest heart, and I'm going to pop that bubble for you and get you to the reality of what our business actually looks like. So I know most of them are starting up your own firms, your own studios, and it's not so easy, I'm telling you right away, but at the end of the day, the process that you follow and the things that you believe in will always make it through where you want it. And it might not be a straight line or a straight path, but just enjoy the process that that you're going to do, that you're going to be in, or the offices that you practice, the studios, the people that you meet in. At the end, it's all going to be worth it. So yeah, as I was mentioning, no matter how fancy or appealing the design would be, there's so much that each one of us as designers have to take that bullets every day. It might be from clients, it might be from your own teammates, it can be from your best friend and partner who might sometimes act difficult and you might have to leave conferences room sometimes. But at the end of the day, it's all worth it. And we all have to just go for it and be patient is what I have learned over these couple of years of practice. So yeah, recently after 10, 12 years of practice, we made one of our project come on the cover of Living, etc., which was one of our dream. But to do these kind of fancy projects, we also had to do not so glamorous projects, which is so important for all the youngsters or anybody. These are my perspective on the practice that we had, that we feel that, if you're too much passionate about design, you cannot run your studio just by designing and just concentrating on design projects or being very passionate. There are certain times that you might have to take a deroute and then do some not so fancy and glamorous job because you need to get your studio running, right? So it's okay to take up small-scale projects. It's okay to take up commercial projects. As long as you can keep your shit together and then you can concentrate, just go ahead and do it. Because I always believed that we couldn't have made it without balancing, like say about 60% of design projects and then 40% of doing so not so glamorous projects. So what happens, these keeps your economics in the office keeps running. Otherwise, if you're living in cities like in Kerala or maybe Bangalore, it might be very difficult for you to kind of navigate through it. So I would always say that you should be knowing what works best for you, and there's no rule book in this business. If it works for you, if you've learned it, if you've heard it, and if you want to try it, just go ahead and do it. And after all this, it might be on a Monday. It can be at 11 a.m. in the morning. And still you will be labeled as difficult if you ask questions to your own teammates or clients or anybody whom you're working with. Because sometimes on a daily basis, being a designer, I've always felt that designing is the easiest job, to be very honest. Navigating through people, understanding the other people, making the other person understand what you really want is a task. So I always feel that, if all the designers, whoever is just starting up, just understand and learn psychology. Just to understand other people's mind, it makes your life so much better. This is one of my life-changing experience that we had recently, say about 1.5, 2 years back. So we always feel that ethics and morals are something that you need to keep with you and to understand as a designer who you really are. Just don't let that slide away. Because here is, we won and we were selected as one of the architects out of 20 famous architects in the country to restaurate and design one of Geoffrey Bawa's only project in India, that is in Madurai, which is called Heritage Madurai. And we were on board with the project, and we did the master plan, we went to the site, we did a couple of interiors and all of that. And this is what we proposed, that it should be like, after studying a lot of it. But the client wanted us to use wallpaper in Geoffrey Bawa's room, and wanted to use graphics, which is not so Geoffrey Bawa's language. So there was a point where I told my friend and partner, Afnan, saying that, let's do it, this is the project, we don't want to slide it out. And he's like, no, people are going to come stone at our studio if you do like this kind of job, and this is not like a joke. So that time we realized, during the mid of the project, we gladly said no to one of the most prestigious projects that our studio had ever bagged, only because we didn't want it to do something that was not meant to be. And so these are the lessons that you have to learn, and be just true to yourself, because tomorrow it's not only about other people looking at your job, but it's also about your instincts and putting artwork like this. I don't know. I might as well just get into the coffin and plan myself. But yeah, there's another incident where we got a project from a Himachali client asking Mallus to do their home in Manali. And it was such a good experience because imagine if we could do this project and talking to contractors without knowing Hindi, and I'm sure you guys can do it. So just take that bullet, just go for it. Even though you know broken Hindi, just do it and take up. So we successfully completed this, and it was such a fun project. And coming to my favorite bit of my presentation is the enriching client experiences. I always felt that, again I'm telling you, patience is the key. Please keep your therapist number, your vitamins, your pills, everything on your desk, and I'm sure you will thank me later, because it's just not so easy, guys. I think I have aged almost 25, 50 years just talking to my clients. But nevertheless, we always feel like it's like give and take policy, but I have had my own share of disaster experience, almost died in a couple of meetings. But yeah, so yes. And at last, to all the young designers out here, during your work, in your office, it's always important to kind of have people around you and motivate them and have that equation with your team, because without your team, there's nothing's going to happen. If you can't have a person stick around to you for more time, that means that there's something wrong in your system. So make sure that you treat people in a right way and you mentor people in a right way, and you surround people around you and have that human connection, because we felt always, and COVID has taught us a lot. COVID has taught us that work is not everything. It's good to be passionate, but you need to learn to switch on and switch off, and then try to establish that kind of human connection with people in your office. This is my fun team that I wouldn't miss a day or trade anything for not working with them. And the last is always ask for help. It has helped us a lot. We keep asking help from our friends. Dear Josefa is here from UseLab. Anything goes wrong, we always call them up and ask, and they've been so kind to help. So it's always important for you to seek help. There's nothing wrong. So yeah, that's about it. And I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and we'll look forward for all the other amazing lined up guests that we look up to and we learn from. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you.